How to fix Social Security once and for all. Easy as pie, and we're going to go into this. Been playing around with the tax foundation data sets for taxes. Just having a blast, dudes. I've been playing. I said I just got to do this video because I'm just knee deep in the weeds and it's fun. All right. If you like what I'm doing here, buy me a cup of coffee right down there in the thing, the doobly dook. Just buy me a cup of coffee. By all means, I need that coffee. It's got to be decaf though, baby. I'm going off calf, decaf. When I started going off calf, Paul from Pockets of the Future video channel, he said he got rid of caffeine, no longer has heartburn. I said, man, I should do the same thing. Same thing happened to me, dude. It's crazy. All right, and don't forget to subscribe to Locals in the Doobly Duke. Every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, we go live on Locals, and it's fun. No hold barred, man. No holds barred. All right, so what we're doing here is I'm taking the data from the tax fund. It's just IRS data. I freaking love this stuff. Something wrong with me, I get you, but I love it. All right, so I want to share with you something here real quick. Here's the adjusted gross income in 2001 of the bottom 50% of the populace, the bottom 50%. Here's the adjusted gross income of the top. This is the top 0.1, the top 0.01, and the top 0.001. All right, right here. So the adjusted gross income of the top 0.1 is a little bit more than half of the adjusted gross income of the bottom 50%. All right. So we fast forward, what? Till 2020. The adjusted gross income of the bottom 50% is less than the adjusted gross income of the top 0.1%, dudes. All right. Look at that. The adjusted gross income of the top 0.001 right there is about a fifth of that of the bottom 50%. I mean, dudes, come on. So let's talk about this here. So they literally, I mean, we have $12.5 trillion of income, AGI. The bottom 50% accounted for, I think it's, what is that? We take 12.53, hold on a second, I'll tell you, 1.1276 divided by 12.5333, 10% of that. So, yeah, but 10, there you go. Should be able to figure that out. 10%. These guys right here, 298 divided by 12.533 accounted for 2.5. The top 0.001 accounted for 2.5. The top 0.1%. Again, not even the 1%, the 0.1%. And this is my man Jeff. Jeff, you're out there. I know. I'm not talking about you, dude. I'm not talking about entrepreneurs, people who are in the 1%. 1%, you only need 548 of AGI to qualify for the top 1%. We're not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the top 0.1 and lower. These guys right here accounted for more than a tenth of the freaking AGI of the entire country. A tenth. Now I want to show you too. So check this out. Here's the growth rate. What's this right here? That's the bottom 50% for the last 20 years. The bottom 50%'s a growth rate of the AGI has grown by 1.8%. The top 0.01 has grown by 6.5%. Quadruple, essentially, triple the growth rate, a little bit more than triple, of the bottom 50. So if you're in the top 0.001, your growth rate of AGI has grown by, look at that, dude. I mean, what? It's insane. And here's the top 1%, 0.1, not 1, 0.1 is grown by 5.43% a year. The bottom 50 is grown by 1.8% a year. You can see that, look, the bottom, look, you can see it. This is the top 0.001, 0.01, 0.1, and here's bottom 99%. The wealth has all been accumulated in the top. And the reason for that is simple. Oops, I gotta go back away. This guy right here. The reason for that is simple. It's all based on bailing the rich people out with high concentration in stock equity prices, man. There's no two ways around it. Maybe real estate too, but I don't think so. I think it's mostly in high concentration of equity and stocks. We bailed them out. After 2007, we bailed the bankers out. That's a fact, dude. That's a fact. What do you think the bankers did? Think they just went and freaking crawled under their freaking rocks from which they slither out? No. Look at long-term capital management. The folks who almost ruined the entirety of the financial markets, LTCM. They didn't just go away, disappear when they freaking almost ruined it in 1998. The PhDs and Nobel Prize and all that crap. They're still slithering around, dude. All right, so let's keep going. I want to show you something else here. In 2020, there's only 1,575 tax returns filed. That's it. for the top 0.001%. All right, it's crazy. They have, look at that, adjusted gross income. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. $77 million on the top 0.001%. Adjusted gross income, $77 million bucks. That's what their adjusted gross income for to be in that category. Here's the top 1%. To be in the top 1%, you had to have 548,000 of AGI. I'm not talking about that 1%. This is where the Wall Street, whatever they call it, boycott Wall Street, whatever it is, Occupy Wall. That's where they screwed up. They should never be in the top 1%, because that immediately puts entrepreneurs and business owners defensive. They should have said the top 0.1%. But even that is the top 0.01%, dudes. But right here, that's where the target should be. So they got $77 million in 2020 to be in the top 0.01%. How much of that was subject to FICA tax? I mean, literally, 150,000 was a max on FICA tax. So that's we'll just for simplicity say $76 million per taxpayer of 1,500. If we take our trusty calculator, 1,575 times 76 million. That's, I don't know what that is. My calculator doesn't do it. So I don't know what that is. Whatever that is. Hold on a second. 77 million. Hold on, let's go down. Find something here. Hundreds, thousands, millions. That's $121 billion that wasn't being subject to FICA tax. All right. So we take that. We're going to go times 0.0765. And we're going to times equals this times that. That's, I can't figure all that out, dude. Oh my goodness. I got copy. Hold on a second. We'll copy. We'll paste special. Insert, view, paste special, values only. And we got to come up here. We got to go boink, boink, boink. Boink. That will raise, what's that? $9 billion of Social Security right there. Just that alone. 7.65. But Josh, they'll disincentivize them to work that much. I don't think so, because they're not working that hard as it is. This is what I'm saying. It's not the top 1%. It's the top 0.1%. So even they disincentivize, what, at 20%? We'll say they have 77,000. We'll say that it gives them a disincentive. We'll say minus, we'll say, this times 0.8. Those have 20, it'll be 80% is less productive, or 20% less productive. So they have a 61 million instead of that right there. So we say this times 0.8. So instead we'll raise $7.5 billion towards Social Security. And that's just on the top 0.001%, if that makes sense. I mean, come on, man. This isn't rocket science. There's no reason we can't do it. Because I'm telling you, they didn't get there they got there, I'm not going to say ill-gotten gains. Some of them did. You know that for a fact. And look at Elon Musk. How did he get his money? Well, he's lobbying for freaking green carbon credits and stuff like that. All right, so now let's go to the top. We'll add these two guys here too. That's another $17 million bill. I don't know what the hell that is. Whatever that is. That's in current dollars. So that's another 17. I don't know. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. We can add these two things together. Oh, that's their gross income floor. So we'd have to hold on a second. We'd have to go gross income right here. Yeah. So we have to add these things right here. So that's in total gross income in millions of dollars. So that's what, $2.3 trillion of gross income right there. Because we made AGI at $12.533 trillion. So between this guy and that guy and that guy, that's, I don't know what that is. It's about 2.5. It's about 2.5 trillion. So 2.5 divided by 12, 5.3. Yeah, that's about 20% of all income is at top 0.1%, dude. And the vast majority of this isn't being subject to any FICA tax, man. So let's just go back here. We take 12.53. We're going to copy that. All right. We're going to come over here. 12.53. All right. We're going to times that by 0.8, 0.2. All right. So we're going to go equal this. Yeah, about 0.2, roughly. All right. That gives us that's $2.5 trillion that is not subject to FICA. The vast majority. So let's just say it's $2 trillion that isn't subject to FICA for simplicity. So we even give them a discount. We'll say $2 trillion. We're going to go like this, boink, 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 boink. All right, $2 trillion. That's not subject to FICA tax. We're going to 0.0765. Yep, and then we're going to go boink times boink. That's going to raise, I mean, that's a lot of money. Whatever that is, I don't even know. Whatever that money is. 1.5 trillion. No, it's not going to be 1.5 trillion. One was that 15? Let's just copy and paste. We'll copy. We'll paste special. You have to do this, man. To values. Oops, paste special values. There we go. We're going to come up here. We're going to manually put the zeros in. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. That's $153 billion that we go to fund in Social Security. But Josh, it's not fair. It's not fair because no one should pay more than 50% of their income already. They pay more than 50% of their income to taxes. They don't. The average tax rate right here on the top 0.001% is all 23.73. The average tax rate, 23.73. The average tax rate on the top 0.1% is 26. No one's coming anywhere near from a federal tax perspective of paying 50%. It's just not even close, dudes. Not even close. Now, you can take it up with your state. Well, the state tax, I don't care because Social Security is not funded by the states. It's funded by us, the federal government. So if you don't like paying all those taxes in California, well, hell's bells, move to Nevada, which people are doing. That's fine. I'm not talking about, I don't care what the states do. You have a reason, you can vote, you can leave, all kinds of different things to do. But it doesn't matter because Social Security is funded by the federal government. Now, you can argue Medicaid is funded by the states. Absolutely. I'm not talking Medicaid. I'm saying how to solve the issue for Social Security. All right, so then on top of that, it's going to be a not quite as, but we're going to go down here. We're going to say on top of that, we got total income, AGI was 12 right there, $1 trillion. All right, so we're going to copy and paste that just for simplicity. Now, I grant you a lot of that is already subject to FICA, but still, we're going to come down here and we're going to reduce that by 20%. So we're going to say right there, and that's in trillions of dollars, mind you. All right, so we got, oops, we're going to have to add some zeros. Boink, 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 boink. Come up here. Let's see if that's, come over here. Yeah, there we go, sweet. So that's in 12 billion, right? 100,000, million, billion. There we go. So we're going to add 3 more zeros. There we go. That's $12.5 trillion of AGI. All right, so we're going to reduce that by 20%. So we're going to equal, excuse me, this times 0.8. So we got $10 trillion of AGI. Essentially, it's not subject to FICA tax. $10 trillion. All right. Now, again, I want to get rid of the cap, but only on those uber wealthy, not the top 1%. All right, so we're going to say $10 trillion. This is just for simplicity. We're going to increase the payroll tax by 1%. We're going to equal this times 0.01. And I don't even know what that's going to be. So boy, I got this whole thing here. Copy. I'm going to go over here, paste special, values only. We're going to get that number. We're going to look at commas. I did something wrong. Whatever. It's $10 trillion. I don't know what it is. It's a raise. $10 trillion at 7.65 would raise $765 billion in FICA taxes. That's it. We don't have to do anything else. Simple as pie, man. And what we're going to do, and again, I get it, somewhat facetious. It's not as specific as a CBO would be, the Congressional Budget Office. But Josh, if you raise taxes, you're going to reduce productivity. I've already kind of accounted for that. I just look at the amount of income these top guys make, and I said, wait a second. We're talking the vast majority. There's 1,575 households are not subject to FICA. But they're subject to the alternative minimum tax. Okay, look, you see it right here. I'm not telling you. Their average tax rate for that category is freaking 23%, dude. 23%. That's freaking nuts. That's with AMT, good. That's with AMT. Again, the top 1%. To be in the top 1%, you got to have what? $548,000 to be in the top 1% right there. To be in the top 0.1% is 2.5. This is where you start. You say anything over $1 million or two. I don't care. is going to be subject to FICA. If you have income over $1 million, that will be subject to FICA tax, dude. 7.65 to keep the solvency of the country at stake. You get rid of Social Security, dude, it's over, man. And if you're one of the freaking wealthy, I mean, these are people that you and I came as, like, they live, there's a Davos guys, dude. No, not Brian Kemp, who's at Davos begging for money because he's like, global warming, not global warming, World Economic Forum, invest in Georgia. That's idiotic. Those people aren't what we're talking. We're talking about the uber elite who pay $90 for a hamburger because they can. And if you say about, but the debt, dude, the debt, oh my goodness, I can't remember. Did I already say this about the debt? I can't remember. You're not paying down the debt. It'll never get paid down. It'll never be paid. Your only argument is that will reduce the productivity of those people. I just highly suspect that won't be the case because how productive are they anyway? They're pushing paperwork, dude. They're going like this. They're the hedge fund managers, the Mitt Romneys of the world, the Bain Capitalists, the McKinseys. These guys aren't productivity. They aren't based on productivity. They're based on paper pushing and lobbying. So what you do is you get rid of QDI. If you got over $1 million, no more QDI, qualified dividend income, no more long-term capital gains, done. Ordinary income and FICA tax on everything over $1 million. Done and done. And you index that with inflation, unlike what they did with Social Security taxation. Dude, I'm telling you right now, this is the only way you got to do it. And if you think that they're not going to raise taxes, you're freaking nuts. They have to have something. Now, literally, they don't need to do anything, frankly, because we know. We just come up with $100 billion for Zelensky. Where'd that money come from? We just wrote it. But yeah, I mean, that's why the empire is going to crumble. But if we can avoid Social Security crumble in the next 2 generations, at least the empire for my grandkids will still be around. Probably won't be much more after that in terms of what we're accustomed to. Shirt sleeve to shirt sleeve in 3 generations applies to countries and nations as well. Anyway, the point being is the vast majority of this money, 157 million tax returns, the vast majority of the income, 12.533 million, is not subject to FICA. The vast majority, not even close. Not even close. And I'm not talking, again, the 1% from my man Jeff out there, who I love Jeff. I think the guys are the reactionary, and I get it. I was like that. It's like anytime they see a tax raise, like, they're going to come after me. Yeah, they might eventually, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about these guys right here. The people who make, look, you got to just, to be in that top 0.001, you got to be $77 million, dude. To be here, the top 0.01, you got to be 14 million. To be here, the top 0.1% is 2.6 million. But their average tax rate, they pay more than, I get it, dude. I hear these arguments all the time. Let me just show what I'm talking about. You see it, adjusted gross income share. So the top 0.0, right there, the top 0.1% makes 11.32% of the total income. I should probably just start with that. The bottom 50% makes, doesn't say. Well, the bottom 50% makes 10% of the total income, because top 50% is 89.82. Inherently, the bottom 50% is 10%. So the bottom 50% makes 10. The top 0.1% makes 11. That's not equitable. They'll say, but look, we're paying the majority of the tax. I don't give a rat's butt. You're paying the majority of taxes because you have the money. It's all being filtered towards you. That's how you solve it once and for all. Hope this makes sense. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.